was a waste of time.
What was a waste of time?
No one goes to Salem Mora anymore, and now I can see why. Getting badgered by priests and buoyant armigers isn't worth seeing the one impressive relic they keep at the shrine. Is that where you're headed?
What shrine? What is going on?
The Shrine of St. Voorhees, patron saint of House Telvanni. It's the only reason why anyone would go to Salem Mora. I stopped by to see the relic of St. Voorhees, but the High Priest wouldn't even let me get close enough to get a good look.
Forgive this one for asking, but what's so special about this relic?
I didn't stay long enough to find out. Apparently, it's an honor just to be in its mere presence. Didn't feel like anything special to me. If you're headed that way, maybe you can see what all the fuss is about.
This one will head to the Shrine of St. Voorhees and see what is going on.
Good luck, outsider. You're going to need it.
This one is not going to need anything. We just need to be nicer.
The talisman of St. Voorhees will be mine, and I'm all yours, Relassi, if you can catch me.
Damn. That was bullshit.
The Lark of Rosgard is so smug when he's got the high ground. He won't be so smug when he's level with my boot. And his little disappearing act. Let me get my hands on him and I'll make him disappear.
You must tell Khajiit what is going on here.
That fetching thief has been a thorn in my side for far too long. He's planning to rob the shrine at Salem Mora of the sacred relic of St. Voorhees. I need extra hands if I'm to stop him. Yours could do. Are you looking for work?
What would you need her to do?
Stand in for me at the shrine and the Khajiit caravan nearby. Ask questions. Search for any clues or suspicious activity and assure the High Priest that I have everything under control. Help me, and I'll make sure you're compensated for your time.
This one's claws will not get sticky, perhaps in the presence of so many Khajiit, but I will help you with your investigation.
High Priest Treelan will be your point of contact at the shrine. He seems insistent the Khajiit are involved in the heist somehow. I have a feeling they're only guilty of poor timing. Meet me back here when you're done.
Who is this thief and why is he so interested in the relic?
The Lark of Rosgard is a slippery, pompous, no-good brigand. He plots his exploits and picks his marks to sow misery, reap notoriety, and make my life difficult. I know very little about the relic. You might ask about it up at the shrine.
You do not know anything about what the Lark is trying to acquire?
The Talisman of St. Voorhees is exactly what you'd expect. It's gaudy and ancient, and the High Priest will no doubt be thrilled to enlighten you on its history. Those details don't help me in stopping the Lark, which is my primary concern.
This one must know. How do you know she is not working with the Lark?
Please, the Lark of Rosgard enlist an accomplice? That fetching glory hound would never. That fetching wasn't in regards to his looks, by the way. His mask prevents me from making any objective assessment. What else did you want to know?
Oh, this one thinks you're in denial. Who are you and why did you get involved in all of this?
I'm Relassi. I'm a buoyant armiger and I serve the will of the Tribunal. I'm fully aware that I may be more straight-laced than other armigers you've met. No need to remark on it. My standing orders are to apprehend the Lark. That's why I'm here.
It sounds like you and the Lark have some Rosegard history.
History? That's one way to put it. The others in my order seem to delight in romanticizing this cat-and-mouse dynamic the Lark plays up between us. I tell you, there's nothing poetic about persistently playing the fool in someone else's story.
So he's escaped your capture before. When?
I can detail the charges of his past exploits once we've caught him. Arrogant Fetcher might even tell you himself. See, he has to evade me every time. I only have to capture him once. By Vivek, and with your help, today's going to be the day.
Maybe. Forgive this one for asking, but why do you want her to investigate the caravan and the shrine?
I fear the Lark might leave a note for me at the shrine, if he hasn't already. Aggravating little habit of his. Keep it hidden from the High Priest if you can. He already thinks little of me for how I've handled the Khajiit camp.
How have you handled the Khajiit camp?
In short, I haven't. They're Bandari peddlers, a group of nomads with a bit of an unsavory reputation for theft. High Priest Treelam thinks they have something to do with the intended theft of the Talisman of St. Voorhees. I'm not convinced.
No, this one is definitely the one that might be ending up stealing it. Why not, though?
A caravan of alleged pickpockets taking blame for the Lark's grand larceny? That's preposterous. And worse, it's unjust. Questioning from an armiger seems unnecessarily hostile. I'm glad to send you in my stead.
It is remarkably persistent and nice of you, but what will you be doing when the Enredado goes to caravans, the temple? Goes to the caravan and the temple.
I've got a plan of my own already in motion. Crucial pieces of it need tending to. But I can tell you more about that when we meet up later. Unless you have more questions, I suggest you be on your way.
The Enredado must stop talking.
Meet me here when you're done.
This one is just getting her medication. One second. least one is going to talk to her people. Whoa.
Why are we stopping here, when these dark elves lurk about the edges of our camp?
Oh, Shadea. You worry too much. Surely they mean us no harm.
Old fool.
You are a very big cat. This one is going to take a picture very quickly and share it with her friends. This one's friend said you look very cool.
What is it you want? Your nose is too close to my face.
Please tell Khajiit, who are you?
This one is called Shadea. She and her mercenaries are here only to protect the caravan for coin. This one dislikes this place and will remain no longer than she must. You have questions? Talk to the elder. This one knows nothing.
Khajiit would like to know, did you visit the shrine of St. Boris?
This one is not in the habit of paying tithes to foreign saints. The elder may have gone, but he insisted others stay at the camp. Fine by this one, so long as she gets paid.
Answer Khajiit, have you seen any suspicious activity around your camp?
Yes, a nosy walker came to spy and ask foolish questions. And Shadea was the only one bothered by this. Then again, the elder and his family are Bandari. They are used to being treated like criminals. Anything else, nosy walker?
Yes, can you tell this one what you do exactly?
Stand a bit closer and find out.
Okay.
This one is quick with her blade and does not hesitate to stick it in those who ask for it. Pray that won't be you.
This one isn't asking for it, this one's just asking the questions, but you are a mercenary?
Bother someone else if you're looking for a job, Walker. This one's band has no room to cut in another share. These peddlers can barely afford us as it is.
Okie dokie.
Luck be with you, Walker. This one is Elier Sodro, Caravan Elder. Our wares and coin are in short supply, but Our camp is open to all who may seek to rest and be at ease. What does your heart seek that we may provide?
Maybe you will indulge this one. Has anyone else come through your camp recently?
No. We Bandari are used to scrutiny, but rarely from such a distance. The dark elves in these lands seem colder than most. This is no matter. This one extends his warmest welcomes to you instead.
This one is thankful, but they are cold because most of them are dead. The city of Necrom is necropolis. Did you visit the shrine of Saint Voorhees nearby?
The shrine. Oh, that shrine. It is a place holy to dark elves, yes? Of little interest to us Khajiit. This one is late in his years and does not remember. But he may have accidentally wandered through. Yes, that was probably so.
Have you seen any strange activity around your camp?
Ask Shadea. This one thought it sensible to hire protection while crossing a land rife with slavers, and her sharp eyes miss nothing. And you are welcome to ask around our camp, Walker. Make yourself at home among the Bandari.
What brought their people to the Talvani Peninsula?
As Bandari, our travels take us wherever the roads may lead us. The roads happen to lead us here, to this Selen Mora. We sought to stay at the grand outpost east of here, but it seems to be in ruins.
You could tell this one more about the Bandari, yes?
Perhaps you have come across our kind in your travels before. No matter. We are traveling merchants, seeking to sell our wares in all corners of the land. This one was born on the road and has traveled with this caravan all of his days.
So everyone in this caravan is your family?
Shadea and her mercenaries are not, though they would be welcome among us if they desired to be. Our clan opens its arms to those who wish to follow the way of the Bandari. Very different from what this one has seen of these Telvanni, yes?
This one used to be a slave for the Talvani, but that is why this one wears a mask. Please tell Endra, how long do you think you'll be staying here?
This one has seen many years pass, and wearies more easily of travel. He thinks just this one more night will do well for his aching bones. You are welcome to join us, Walker. We have food and tents to spare for those who share our company.
This one's tongue grows tired, so she will be looking around for a little bit.
This one's father may not be bothered by the treatment of these mercenaries, but Urishabi cannot say the same.
Miss Uroshabi, it's nice to meet you. This one will be going and treating you with respect. Many ages ago, dark elves crossed the sands elsewhere, led by the fiery one, a mage who had never met, a soul they had not wished to conquer. When the Khajiit opened their arms to face these ashley strangers, those who did not have swords buried, chests were draped, were caught in irons and shipped away, never to be seen again. Hey, this is like this one. This one's little ancestor fled with a caravan into the desert. The fiery one chased them like the threat of sunrise. Far from food and shelter, they were caught, no more to run. The fiery one such little ancestor and held up a prize, a rather sized gem, but there's two more and smooth for being passed between many hands. What is this? The little fiery one asked. The little ancestor bit her tongue and said nothing. The sacred thing to you, little ancestor was silent still. This holds great power, does it not? And at last little ancestor spoke. It is powerless outside the hands of the Bandari. The fiery one made the warriors to stand down. The gem entranced him. Covet your miserable lives, he told the Bandari. Weep as I return victorious to my homeland. My forceful will shall be unravel the hidden powers in the sacred gem. So the Fire One left the clan in the desert with a miserable life. But he did not know that little ancestor had been given the gem only that day by her clan mother in exchange for a sweet song to lift everyone's spirits. He did not know that cousin in exchange for his pretty mouth harp that she had always coveted, and so the clan did weep, but only with laughter, for the eye of Vandar was indeed a sacred thing, but truly worthless outside of the hands of the Vandar. This one does not think that they stole anything. This one does not care about the Dunmer heritage. They are all bastards.
You could craft something nice with that.
All may bask in the talisman's divine glory. From a respectful distance, please. If you're here to bask in the presence of the talisman of St. Voorhees, I humbly ask that you do so out of arm's reach. If you have any questions about the relic's history, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
This one is here because Roleplaying hired her to help stop the relic from being stolen.
Shh, not so loud. This is a very delicate situation. We need to ensure that what few pilgrims we have aren't spared off by any of this. Roleplaying hasn't exactly kept us apprised of her plans. What did she send you to do?
She wanted Khajiit to search for anything suspicious and assure you she has everything under control.
Of course she did. That's it. I'm sending a priest to shadow her. After Roleplaying came through to examine the talisman, I've had to stand watch. I've made sure not to let anyone get too close, especially not any outsiders. It's been exhausting.
Have you had any visitors that were not Dark Elves?
Aside from you, there was one other, an elder Khajiit who asked many questions. Without, I might add, the judgmental sneering typical of most outsiders. I cannot recall his name, but he was alone. I've heard the dangerous ones only travel in groups.
But can you tell this one about the history of the shrine?
I'm so glad you asked. This shrine has stood since the dawn of the Second Era in honor of St. Voorhees the Immolent, patron saint of House Telvanni. I am the High Priest, and I oversee the care of our most valued relic, the Talisman of St. Voorhees.
What is the story behind the talisman?
St. Voorhees believed that we honor our ancestors through the forceful expression of will over others. The gem within the relic exemplifies this belief. It was claimed in conquest during his march across elsewhere.
This one is starting to think that this is the Khajiit and okay, well, the thing she just read in context, that's the gem of the Bandari. Saint Voorhees stole the gem from the Khajiit and elsewhere?
Not stole, claimed in conquest. The shrine is dedicated to exercising our forceful expression of will. we hope to someday unravel the hidden mystical properties held by the gem that eluded even the great Saint Voorhees until his death.
You mean no one has been able to figure out what the gem inside the talisman can do this whole time?
Testing one's will on the talisman serves as a humbling reminder that forceful expression of one's will is an unending journey. Salem Mora used to be a haven for aspiring Telvanni, pilgrims eager to test their mettle. But alas, those days are gone.
People do not visit anymore? Why not?
Most come to visit the crypts. Few stay to properly observe the majesty of the relic. I cannot understand why. Admittedly, we have had an influx of visitors since this Lark character announced his intentions to steal the talisman.
The heist is drawing more visitors?
I'd hate to think that spectacle was the only thing calling pilgrims to the shrine anymore. And if the Lark succeeds, there won't be anything here worth visiting for at all. Please, make sure Relossi stops him, will you?
No, this one thinks she is going to help the Lark, actually. I was reading that. I hate for you to think your hard work here has gone unnoticed. I noticed. Talk to you soon. Your vital force card.
Excuse me. Please step back from the relic.
This one will be right back. That was an interesting thing to come back into.
I just saw him. The Lark of Rosgard. He's in the crypts. Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Khajiit must know what happened.
I was setting up protective runes in the crypts when some swick priests came bumbling in after me and set them off. We were forced to flee when the spirits of the interred attacked us, and then the Lark of Rosgard managed to slither into the crypts.
Will he not get attacked by those spirits too?
He's so slippery, there's no guarantee they'll even slow him down. Quickly, please. If you can help deter the spirits, I'm sure we can corner him and stop this once and for all.
Endre is ready to chase down the Lark of Rosgard. Let us go.
Quickly, into the crypts! We can't let him get away!
This one kind of wants to let him get away though. This is just being honest. That is my people's gem. You have picked the very wrong person.
Hurry! The lock can't be too far ahead!
The way that priest tripped all of your protective runes, it's almost like they're working against you, Relasi.
No! Get him!
Who's your friend? Are you ever going to introduce us?
Quit running away, and I'll do more than that.
This one is going to search through the urns and steal from the dead because fuck you guys for stealing our shit. This one is... He seems very cool. This one would hang out with him.
I know that fetcher's here somewhere. Let's see if we can draw him out.
This one thinks we should just let him go.
Easy.
It was easy, wasn't it?
And the talisman is mine! You know, if you leave that replica where it is, the High Priest would be none the wiser. It could be our little secret.
What?
No, no! Nobody saw me. How could the Lark have known? He has the talisman. The real talisman. I made a replica of the original. Switched it out without the High Priest knowing. Then, I hid the real one down here to keep it safe.
You will tell Endra, why would you do that?
The High Priest refused my order to take the relic off display. He thinks it's safe as long as he's watching it. But the Lark could steal stripes off a cat. If I couldn't stop his heist, I thought I could at least trick him into taking a replica.
The Lark saw through your trick. He left you this note at the shrine, and maybe in hindsight I should have given you this immediately, but also she's not too sad that you lost.
That arrogant swit! And if that foolish priest hadn't prematurely set off my runes, I'd have clipped the Lark's wings and had him dead to rights! Tell me this isn't over. Tell me you found something useful. Something at the Khajiit camp, maybe.
The elder Arisadro visited the shrine alone. He also has this story that he wrote, and it's kind of maybe the Bendari gem.
A story. Great. What reason would this elder have to visit the... Wait. Did you read this? His legend says the relic holds this eye of Bandar. Fetch it all! I need you to get back to the camp quickly, before the High Priest intervenes.
Endra will head back to the Bendari camp. What do you want her to do there?
Keep an eye on that elder. If he's really involved, he may not know the danger he's put himself in. Believe me, even if only one of the Khajiit is conspiring with the Lark, the High Priest will make sure the entire caravan suffers for it.
You do realize this one is Khajiiti. She will destroy every single Dark Elf that tries.
I'll see to High Priest Treelam. I'll assure him that you're in pursuit of our thief and everything is going as planned. If you don't manage to recover the talisman, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
So what happens if she gets there and Khajiit are gone?
You really think they'd have packed up all those tents and left in the time it took us to get through the crypts?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's that fast. Not even the Lark of Rosgard.
You are going to tell the High Priest about the talisman, though, yes?
The replica, you mean? I know what the Lark said. But I actually have principles. A code I try to live by. I can downplay the caravan's involvement, but I'd have to tell the truth about my actions. I've caused enough trouble already.
You're going to tell the High Priest about the story of the Eye of Bandar, yes?
You mean the third-hand account that directly challenges the religious importance of the most sacred relic in the shrine of this peninsula's most influential patron saint? I wasn't planning on it, no.
Why not?
Did you forget who you're talking to? It's not my place to challenge the faith in any of the patron saints of the great houses. And even if it was, do you really think that stubborn high priest would give the story any credibility? I don't.
Why is stopping the Lack of Rosegard so important to you?
Because I'm an armiger. I should delight in such a grand and poetic experience. But no matter how clever or prepared I am, every chapter against the Lark ends with me playing the fool. This refrain only ends when I beat him for good.
Maybe you are just a fool.
You really think they'd... Go ahead. I'll meet up with you soon.
This one still thinks maybe you should just let them have the Eye of Bandar, but... see you there. This one is getting caught on mushrooms. This bullshit that the most important relic for this land is something they stole from the Khajiit. I am a Khajiit, I'm going to help the Khajiit. Especially from Telvanni assholes who enslaved me.
Walker, help. Please. They're still alive in the ruins. Walker, please. Save my
What
family.
happened? Who did this?
Shadea kept pushing to leave. Elir Sudro insisted we stay. And then he told her everything. The relic, the thief, secrets we swore to keep. He spoke on the eye's value to the Bandari, but she heard only the promise of coin.
What did she do with the others?
Took them to the ruins. The relic is the price of their lives. Too late for me, Walker. Please, find the Lark. Save the others.
Ender will do what she can. I do not know Shadea, but the elder Erisadro told this one everything about this little scheme in your apartment. Shadea thinks the talisman would be better payout than meager gold her band is getting from the peddlers. If you wish for the Elder and his remaining family to live, bring the talisman to the abandoned outpost east of the camp. Any tricks and she will paint this outpost with the blood of Vandari. This one is going to kill that tall cat.
Everything went off without a...
Wait, where is everyone? What happened here? Did you do this?
Of course not.
I knew Relassi was desperate to get me, but I never thought she'd order something like this.
Shadea did this. She left a ransom note.
Shadea? Why did he tell her? That old cat is too quick to assume the good in everyone. And perhaps I'm about to make the same mistake, but I'll ask it plainly. Can I count on your help in rescuing my client and his family or not?
You do not get paid unless you rescue them, do you?
You think the Bandari are paying me? They could barely afford to pay their mercenaries. The Lark of Rosgard never leaves a job unfinished. Simple as that.
Why would you agree to steal something without getting paid for it?
Stealing is so inelegant a word for what I do.
Just
I prefer to
repossess.
think of it as reacquisition. And the simple answer is that some things are much better earned than bought. Trust, for example. If I give you the talisman, will I have earned yours?
This one would like to know, what is your plan?
When we get to the ruins, I need you to barter with Shadea. Do whatever you can to keep her occupied with the talisman. While you do that, I'll do what I do best. It's a gamble, but I think we can pull it off.
Before we go, this one has questions.
I have some answers, but let's not go on too long.
What is this?
As much as I'd welcome seeing Relassi, I think it's best if we keep ahead of her for the moment.
Yes, but what is the story with you and Relassi?
She was on duty guarding the library of Vivek when she almost caught me reacquiring a rare first edition on behalf of the original author. She took it very personally, and she's been obsessed with catching me ever since.
Has she ever come close to catching you?
Oh, sure. Within kissing distance every time we've met. The only reason she hasn't yet is luck. Plain and simple. But you'll never see me admitting that to her. Better to leave her thinking I'm at least one step ahead.
You are always so flirty with her?
She's obsessed with my every movement. But I'm the flirty one. Sure. Oh, I wonder if she'll be jealous when she finds out we've been working together.
She seemed pretty insistent that you worked alone.
I keep telling her we should run away together. That's probably what she tells herself to keep from saying yes.
But did you agree to take ownership of the Talisman of St. Voorhees for Elise Sudro?
I met Elier Sudro with a bounty on my head. He could have turned me in for the payout. Instead, he welcomed me into the caravan. And that story of his ancestor tricking St. Voorhees into coveting the Eye of Bandar always stuck with me.
So you are repaying a favor?
The Bandari believe that favors should be passed on, not repaid.
That is
The
good.
Lark of Rosgard was born from that idea. Still, we both always wanted to reclaim the Eye of Bandar, so we planned it with some trickery of our own.
So why did he decide to bring the caravan all the way here for something so risky?
Leave that to the customs of the Bandari. His family wanted to reclaim the Eye just as much as him. Going alone was never an option. Still, the camp was vital to misdirect investigation, just as the Lark of Rosgard serves to misdirect motive.
Do you keep anything if you acquire?
Reacquire, not steal. And no, the only things I keep are memories and my notorious name.
If you left the crypts before this one, why did she reach the campsite before you?
You really don't trust me, do you? If you must know, I was waiting until you ran off to try and catch a moment alone with Relassi. If I had known what happened with Shadea, I would have come straight here.
What did you end up saying to Relassi?
Nothing. All the times we met before, there was this fire in her eyes when she pursued me. Now it's gone. I think I pushed her too far this time. I thought making my presence known would have just made things worse, so I left her alone.
At least you are a smart one. Deandra is going to go and find this person and maybe put a stabbing in her.
I'll meet you at the ruins.
Remember to keep Shadea talking as long as possible.
Good to get stocked up.
Dark and quiet. Let's hope it stays that way. Not with this bumbling idiot.
Walker, come no closer or this one will bleed out the Elder. Where is the thief?
Shadea, please. This one is sure that Walker means no harm. We can talk through this, yes?
You should have kept your nose to yourself, Walker. This does not concern you.
The Endritaro has the talisman of St. Voorhees, though.
What? Where did you... It does not matter. Give it to Shadea, now!
What are you planning to do with the
so
talisman?
many hands grasping for it, someone must pay well for it, yes? Shadea is losing patience. Toss it over now.
Khajiit will toss it over on the count of 3. 1, 2...
What was that? No! Curse you, thief! No! You will pay for this, Walker. Surrender the talisman or the others die.
Please, Walker. Save this one's family. Give her the talisman if you must.
That's Relassi. Follow my lead and play along.
Stop right there!
You've tricked me out of the talisman, but you'll never catch me alive!
Scoundrel! Thief! Pariah, curse you and hound your steps for all your days!
Well, that was convincing. Where are the others?
This one is not injured, Walker. Perhaps it is a better fate than he deserves.
Please tell this one what happened back at the camp.
This one misplaced his trust, and now pays dearly for it. Those who tried to fight back were killed. Please, Walker, none of this was worth the lives of my family. Save who you can.
This one will follow Shadea and see what she can do.
I came as quickly as I could. As soon as I saw what happened at the camp, I followed the tracks here to the outpost. But Beck, what a terrible thing. If there are any others left alive, we need to save them.
What happened back at the shrine?
I'd have been here sooner, but High Priest Treelan kept badgering me with questions. He hasn't even realized his precious relic was replaced with a fake. When I got there, he'd taken it off the pedestal and was clutching it to his chest.
So you are not worried about finding the original
While
talisman?
there are lives at stake, I couldn't give a nix. If you can go after them, I'll escort the Elder here safely out of the caverns. Can I still count on you?
Of course. This one is having less problems killing Khajiit people if they are like these.
This one shall pay your favor forward.
My thanks,
You will not give the talisman willingly? Face Shadea's blades and suffer!
This one risk.
You are a true friend to the Bandari.
Oh, good. I was starting to get worried. The others just passed me. They're safe. Now, all that remains is to decide the fate of the Talisman of St. Voorhees.
Please indulge this one. What if Rolassi tells the High Priest about you working for the Bandari?
She wouldn't. The only person Rolassi wants to suffer for this crime is me. And she still needs to catch me. Besides, if the High Priest knew about her little stunt with the replica talisman, she'd be finished. We've got that we can hold over her.
You will indulge the Endredaro. What if she tells the High Priest the truth about the replica herself?
Way ahead of you. While you were saving the hostages, I doubled back and managed to steal Rollassi's replica off the High Priest personally. Serves him right for not listening to my favorite armiger in the first place.
Why did you do that?
So I could give it to you. Will you honor the patron saint of House Telvanni by restoring his shrine's most beloved spoil of war? Or will you don the mask of the pariah and deliver them the replica? The choice is now yours.
You are trusting this one to make this decision?
For everyone involved to keep their desired reputations, there is no one else I can trust with this decision. It has to be you. I mean, I know what I'd do, but it's in your hands now.
Forgive Endra for asking, but why are you trying to help out Rolassi?
Rolassi has made things hard for herself, remaining a decent person in her line of work. Even her making that replica was done with the best of intentions. Chasing someone for so long with little to no headway can't be easy. She deserves a win.
You are turning yourself in?
When we've just started having fun? No. The Lark's got plenty of work to do, believe me. And if I wind up playing the fool in Rollassi's story more often, I think that's something I can live with.
She seems pretty intent on catching you, not just playing the fool.
Rolassi follows a code, as did St. Voorhees, as do the Bandari. As I do, and I'm sure you do too. Our codes clash and harmonize. Most of the time, they pass in quiet opposition. I'm holding out hope that Rolassi and I will harmonize again someday.
Failing with this heist will ruin your reputation.
No. See, the important thing here is that Rolassi didn't catch me. In fact, you looking like you caught me works in my favor. Trust me, she needs the encouragement. It'll keep her from giving up.
Please indulge this one. Why is this a good thing for you, though?
My reputation wouldn't be half of what it is today without Rolassi making me notorious. That's a valuable thing to have in a long-term adversary. And she keeps me on my toes. That's useful. Even if I'd much rather she have me on my back.
Damn. Alright.
See you around, stranger. And send my fondest farewells to Rolassi, will you?
Well, I'm going to give it to... Like, how are you going to give me this? This is obvious choice. His people died because of it. It has to be worth
The
for
Walker
something.
has returned. 1,000 blessings to you, savior of the Bandari.
It has to be for something.
This one mourns those lost when Shadea's greed overtook her. But we would have lost so much more if it were not for you, Walker. This one knows not how to express his thanks. The buoyant Armiger, she failed to catch our tricky friend, yes?
The Lark of Rosegard is gone, and there has the talisman of St. Voorhees.
Ah, so the fate of the Eye of Bandar falls to you. Whichever way you choose, Walker. This one asks only that you do not use what you learned today about the Eye to challenge the faith of those who serve at this shrine.
Indra has some questions about the Eye of Bandar.
This one grew up hearing the story of his little ancestor, sparing the life of her caravan by tricking the Fiery One into his obsession with the Eye. Now, this one followed his own obsession and lost many. Ask what you will. This one will answer.
What is the real significance to the Eye of Bandari?
Ah, by all appearances, it is a simple gem trapped within a gilded talisman, yes? The Eye of Bandar is a relic traded between clans of Bandari. The holder may ask for any item, any favor within means, and the receiver must provide.
So it is really worthless outside of the paws of the Bandari?
Should you break it free from the talisman, you would see. It is moonstone, worth very little coin, yes? And yet, it is rubbed smooth and small from passing between the hands of my people. A symbol of indulgence and trading in good faith.
Why do you not want the High Priest to know the truth about the talisman of St. Voorhees?
You mean that the Eye of Bandar inside the relic has no hidden magic at all? By the code of the Bandari, such words would be unwelcome in the ears of those who follow St. Voorhees. They would cause harm, and so we discourage them.
You think the followers of St. Voorhees would do the same for you?
This one cannot say, Walker. This one only has the code of the Bandari to indulge the beliefs of others. Besides, to wield the truth in such a way would ruin the most fragrant mischief of the story of the little ancestor, yes?
The Enderdaro is giving you the real talisman to restore the Eye of Bandar.
Walker, this one is at a loss for words. Our caravan will pay forward your generosity 1,000 times, but what will become of the shrine of St. Voorhees?
Khajiit will give them the replica that Velassi made. They will not realize the difference.
Very good, Walker, very good.
Hello, Bailey. Do you want to sit down? Come here. No, come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. No? Mwah. You're a very important baby girl.
Good, you're back. Just as we planned.
Yeah,
The
just
Lark
as
got
we
away,
planned.
but the remaining Khajiit are safe, right? Then it's a victory in my book. Did you recover anything else for me?
This is for you.
I recognize my handiwork. I'll be a hero returning this to the shrine. It's a false victory, but no one needs to know that besides us. Take your payment. If we meet again, I hope it will be after I've taken the upper hand on the Lark of Rosgard.
Mm-hmm. This one is sure.
What happened today was a setback, but the knowledge is my burden to bear. No one needs to learn from it except me. I'll make it right by capturing the Lark of Rosgard next time. I swear it.
So what will you do now, Relassie?
I'll send a report to my superiors. I'll remain in Salem Mora for a few days, just to make sure it's safe. And then I'll likely be back on the trail of the Lark of Rosgard.
How did you manage to make such a convincing replica of the talisman?
Oh, I've always had an eye for that sort of thing. The sacred gem looked enough like moonstone that I made it work in a pinch. A little bit of weathering using some basic spells, and that's it. Sometimes I wonder if I got in the wrong line of work.
And how did you manage to replace the original with the replica without the High Priest noticing?
It's just being furtive and aware of your surroundings. I suppose I have some sort of intuition I've picked up from my work on... You know what? I'm going to stop this line of questioning right here.
What did she say?
No. I get enough teasing about how good a thief I'd be from the Lark of Rosgard. I don't need it from you two. Now run along before I decide to change my mind about not taking anyone into custody for this case.
Mm-hmm.
Armiger Relassie, your efforts in returning this relic to our shrine will be noted. Thank you again for your service. I would say that we are in your debt, but this is what Relassie hired you for, is it not? I did want to ask you something. I noticed that the talisman appears a little different.
Different how?
It's changed somehow. The gem inside seems to have a different sort of luster. I rather wonder if your forceful expression of will in seeing its safe return has somehow tapped into its hidden power. It's an exciting development, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Has anyone else seen the change in the talisman?
I've heard nothing. But of course, no one knows the talisman as intimately as I do. Our relic being threatened as it was has to mean we'll have an influx of pilgrims soon. Perhaps others will be able to provoke it further.
Maybe you should just let more people steal it. Fool.
Let's see what you're made of.
Oh, this is your natch, is it? Wait, is that your natch? Oh, okay. This one is solid. This was not trying to kill her, just trying to get an achievement.
did I bury those components? Curses and corporeal existence! I can see why most ancestors move on instead of haunting their descendants. My mortal memories are much harder to recall than I anticipated. I don't remember where to find those components. Not exactly.
You were in Dodge, Khajiit. Where is she? Maybe came here for nothing.
Of course not. I buried the components we need in separate caches on the tower grounds. I just can't remember exactly where I put them. No matter. With your assistance, I'm sure we can find the right spots.
What do you need this one to do?
Use my ghost sight. It will reveal the hiding places. Remember, Tel Rendis is my place of power, despite Shalreni's attempts to make it her own. Here, I can easily use my magic through you, as long as you're willing.
Where should she start looking?
I placed sigils at the spots, but on a different layer of reality. Use my ghost sight, and you should be able to see them. The caches are buried beneath those locations. When you get close to a spot I recognize, I'll tell you to activate my sight. See my sigils through my ghost sight. Look around. Take a look. That's my illusion tincture. The other components are buried elsewhere.
Then let us keep looking. Sharp, keep an eye out. What is this? As instructed, I mustered a company of Dusk Sabers and entered the camp at Tel Rendis. We soon discovered the missing Magister's defenses is still active and quite dangerous. We can't take 3 steps in this place without attracting attention of an angry Atronach. A quick survey revealed the Magister's tower sealed, stables ruined, servants' quarters nothing of interest, old hall protected by a strange ward, refractory guarded by Atronachs now clear, guest quarters guarded by Atronachs. There's no point in continuing our efforts until Shalani arrives. I have no doubt she will be displeased. But where should we keep looking?
Never a dull moment.
Perhaps there is a thing up there. No, it does not look like it. Not in the stables. How big of a place? Nothing out here. Ooh. Oh, never mind. That's not too bad. Wait, there's one. Ooh, there are both of them.
Activate my ghost sight.
Did you just get lazy and bury the two of them next to each other, you stupid mage? Found two good hiding spots. And then just said fuck it for the third and put it next to the second.
Remember this old workbench. We can prepare the Cloak of Omission here.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Place the components. One. Good work. Now place the shawl. Almost done. Now sprinkle the tincture.
Okie dokie.
Excellent. Now take the Cloak of Omission. Go ahead and try it on. The cloak will mask your presence and hide your connection to the Prince of Fate.
Really? Okay. Where is it? Is it in quest items? Use.
You look amazing. Barely a hint of a Daedric connection. I should explain the particulars, though.
Actually, yeah, this one does not look too bad. Good job.
Not a bad bit of work. You follow directions well. And the cloak looks perfectly dashing. Dashing, I say. Now let's head to Old Isra and meet up with Kirat Gedain. She should have gotten you access to the Conclave by now.
Wait a moment, you said something about the particulars?
Did I? I don't recall. But if you're asking about the Cloak of Omission, it could only shield you from so many scrying attempts. Eventually, someone will notice you. But the enchantment should last long enough for us to get our hands on Shelreni.
Anything else you want to tell the Endredaro?
Now that you mention it, yes. Gedain can get you on the access list, but you must play your part. Dunmer laws are labyrinthine, Telvanni especially. You need to invoke the proper statute to avoid suspicion.
What is the proper statute? That seems important. Why would you leave this out?
Just say the following to the sentry at the door. I hereby invoke the 26th statute of the Necrom agreement, and then demand entry to the Conclave.
The 26th.
Can you remember that?
The 26th.
Once we get inside, we can meet up with Kirat Gedain.
If you don't stop talking, this one is going to forget. The 26th statute of the Necrom agreement. Okay, let's go.
What could Shelreni be thinking? She's obviously counting on the support of two Daedric princes. But does she really expect them to magically elevate her to the rank of Magister? Let's get to Tel Hulen in Old Isra and see if the cloak works.
Okay. This one isn't going to ask the stupid question because it seems obvious they're Telvanni. They're assholes and they're bad. We will just do what you say. More so because this one also just does not give a shit.
I'm with you.
Okay, let's put on this Cloak of Omission. Wait, is it on? Did it disappear under the outfit? This one thought costumes overrides outfits.
Tel Hulen, the Tower of Halls, home to the Assembly of Masters. Remember to invoke the statute when you demand
the 26th
entry,
one.
and put on the cloak.
Oh ho ho, fuck Argonians and fuck Khajiit. Dunmer lies forever, let me in.
No, Vabru. As Master Shalreni's mouth, you are prohibited from entering the Conclave.
But I must warn the Masters.
Don't worry. Your treacherous master will be dealt with soon enough.
You must warn the other masters. I can no longer stand by and do nothing while Master Sheldreni continues along this dark path. Her actions threaten the entire peninsula.
You are the Master Sheldreni's mouth. Why should Khajiit trust anything you tell her?
You probably shouldn't. But that doesn't mean I'm lying. I admired Sheldreni for her skill and power. Thought she would help me rise in the ranks. But her ambition and contempt for her fellow Telvanni will doom us all.
What do you mean?
Master Sheldreni made a deal with not one, but two Daedric princes. She plans to use their help to eliminate all who oppose her so she can become Archmagister. The masters won't listen to me. They don't understand the danger.
What danger are you talking about?
I'm not sure. Master Sheldreni stopped confiding in me. But I know how she thinks. She has no respect for the Masters or this conclave. When they move to reprimand her, she's going to show them just how powerful she's become. It will be a bloodbath.
Listen out, Bab Drew. You stay safe. 26th to 26th.
The Master's Conclave is in session. All other business is on hold.
Khajiit...
Come back later.
Check your list. Khajiit hereby invoke the 26th statute of the Necrom agreement and demands entry.
Necrom? Let me see. Ah, yes. You're listed as Curate Godane's attending clerk. Very good. You may go inside. I expect you'll find the curate in the assembly antechamber, as the attending magister declared the conclave for masters only.
Endor will head inside.
There's Curate Godane.
Really, I must... I insist, Curate. You do realize I wield considerable influence as Master Norvora's mouth. Of course, but... I could do much for you and the Keepers. Now tell me, what do you think of my book?
That's Master Norvora's mouth. We need to extract Godane this instant.
The Curate and I are busy, outsider. I am eager to hear what he thinks of my book, Ancestors of a Humble Mouth. It's a work in progress, but at least 2 booksellers have expressed interest. Come back later.
Master Norvora sent this one to find you. She requests your immediate assistance.
How strange. As no one but masters are allowed inside, Master Norvora explicitly told me to wait out here until after the conclave concluded its business.
This one does not think you understand. Leave us now.
How rude! The Old Isra Committee of Social Decorum will hear about this insult. Of that, you can be sure.
Deandra tires of this talk.
Thank you, my friend. Follow me. I know a place where we can talk privately. We can speak freely here. You arrived not a moment too soon, my friend. Before they decided to seal the hall, and I was trapped in that dreadful conversation with Mouth Elar, I found what we needed. Master Sheldreni is here, and being held under guard until the conclave begins.
Sheldreni's here. This one saw her mouth outside. He said the masters are in danger. Let us go get Sheldreni.
Ah, and now we come to the problem. Magister Gothran arrived from Sadrith Mora to oversee the Master's Conclave. He immediately expelled all but the Telvanni Masters and placed a ward on the door. There's no way to get into the assembly hall.
There must be some way to get inside.
Sadly, disabling a ward placed by a Magister is beyond my capabilities. If you have any ideas, please share them. Otherwise, I fear the Masters are on their own in there.
Merlin is a Magister. Maybe he can get this past the ward.
A Magister? To counter Magister magic, eh? Good idea. Let's go disable the ward.
This one does have many good ideas. She has brain that sometimes works.
A ward needs anchors. Use my ghost sight to spot them. One on either side of a door. I'll lend you my power to disable them. Magister Gutrin is good, but I'm better. Let's enter the assembly hall.
This is a closed session. What is the meaning of this intrusion?
Now, Gutrin, surely such restrictions don't apply to a Magister and his proxy.
Meln the Mouthless, a spirit. No matter. I will not tolerate your antics.
Nothing in our statutes precludes a dead Magister from participating in a conclave. Now, hear what my proxy has to say.
Yeah, hear what
Very
I have to
well.
say.
Step forward. You stand on shaky ground, mouth for the mouthless. What's so important that Magister Meln dares interrupt this closed session of the Master's Conclave?
You are all in danger. Master Shalreni plans to eliminate you.
And Magister Meln thought us so ineffective that he had to swoop in and save the day? How presumptuous of him. Do you really think one rogue master is a match for this assembly?
It is not just Master Shalreni. She has the support of 2 Daedric princes.
So I heard. Hence the reason I decided to leave my comfortable tower and come all this way to personally take charge of this conclave. The Masters will hear the charges, question the subject, and render swift judgment.
She is going to kill you all, just like she killed Meln the Mouthless.
Is that why you're here? To add another charge to Shalreni's list of crimes? Then so noted. Perhaps that's why she turned herself over without any fuss or bother, so that she can plead for mercy. Perhaps I'll be lenient. Perhaps not.
This one thinks you are a fucking moron. Magister Meln says you cannot underestimate Magister Sarani.
Enough of this nonsense. I listened to the concerns of your Magister and heard his allegation. Now we are finished. Meln may stay if he wishes. That is his right. But you and the curate should go and leave us to our work.
This one is going to laugh when you die.
Over here. I forgot how boring my so-called peers can be. Pity Shalreni didn't eliminate a few more of my rivals before we noticed. But your master, Meln. I have fond memories of his many antics. That's why I wanted a word with you.
Khajiit is curious. What are you going to talk to her about?
Your master has delayed these proceedings long enough. Master Shalreni reached above her station and must be dealt with. Anything that postpones that and increases the time I must spend in the company of my so-called peers will not be tolerated.
1 second. Master Shalreni murdered Magister Meln. He has the right to confront her.
Murder, you say? That is serious. I suppose anything can be expected from a master who makes pacts with Daedra. We really need to strip her of her rank and exile her.
No, you need to
Well,
put a fucking
if you
bullet
must
or
see
something
her.
in her head.
She's being held
Create
in the meeting
guns.
room down
Put
the East Hall.
Listen, create a gun, right? This one does not know how you will do that, but create one just for her, and then put a bullet in her head, and then bury her in the ditch. This one's a
I
tactical
don't
role.
understand this necessity for debate. If it were up to me, we'd get right to the vote. Nothing anyone has to say will change my mind about Shelreni. Now then, is Magister Meln really dead?
No shit, who do you think was in front of you?
Meln may have confused Magister Gothrin, but there's no provision for a dead Telvanni participating in a conclave. It's just not done.
If we do not find Shelreni, then there is no telling what may happen to you and the other masters.
Is that a threat?
Yes.
Master Morena led Shelreni through the East Door for making similar pronouncements only a few moments ago. If that can happen to a master, imagine what's in store for a lowly mouth like you.
Fucking try it.
There's a meeting room just to the right. This must be where they're holding her.
This is part of their plan.
Shelreni is gone, but what's that tipped over bottle over there?
This one knew it.
That's pure essence of dream. Let me cast a spell to see what happened here.
What was that? Just a little gift from the Prince of Dreams. Soon, you will do exactly as I say.
You won't get away with this.
I already have. And with your help, I'll get away with so much more. Now let's go attend the conclave. My ascension requires participants, willing or otherwise.
We must get to the conclave. It's held in the Master's private hall to the north.
Oh, this one's phone died. 1 second. That is a scary expression on my avatar's face.
Baby.
Baby. You're so pretty, baby. Okay, this one is back, just in time for the phone to be recovered. Now, let us finish this.
Something's going on to the north. I think the conclave is starting.
This one thinks everyone is already going to be dead. But they deserve it.
Master Shelren, you stand accused of conspiring against your fellow Telvanni, murdering Meln the Mouthless, and consorting with Daedric princes. How do you plead?
A Telvanni doesn't plead. But I will kill you all before I take my sacrifice and depart. Help me, Magister.
Shelreni, cease your actions this instant.
Use my ghost sight to disable the wards and get down there.
Yes. Can we just hold off a little and let them die first? Anyway. Do we really need to save them? Like, they don't really do anything, do they? Except hurt people.
You, if these fools don't stop me, what hope do you have?
Come on, get up! I'm not ready to die a second time.
Why would she...
You're finally awake. Thank the ancestors. I thought Shelreni killed you.
We should talk, Mouth of Meln. The Mouth of the Mouthless. I suppose you want me to say that you and Meln were right. That I should have taken Shelreni's threat more seriously. Well, let's pretend I said that and move on to what needs to happen next.
You realize I'm going to murder you. This one remembers rushing towards Shelreni when suddenly everything went black.
Yes, quite a display. She used the conclave to formally announce her intentions. Her spell would have killed everyone, and positioned her to challenge the Archmagister for rulership of the house. Luckily, I was on hand to save the local masters.
And what did you do?
Shelreni may be a powerful master, but I am a Magister of the Telvanni Council. It was a simple matter to deflect her attack while the conclave dispersed. Then, I stabilized the portal she fled through, assuming you would want to follow her.
Indulge, Khajiit. Why do you assume that we would want to follow Master Shelreni and not put a dagger in between your face?
Really now? Who do you think Meln consulted when he first invented his Cloak of Omission? I see the mark of Mora upon you. House Telvanni wants no part in the machinations of Daedric princes. Just make sure to kill Shelreni when you find her.
Is that why you kept me? Just make sure you... Forgive Khajiit, but what about Master Morena?
Master Morena revealed her inadequacies when she allowed herself to be captured. The other masters survived. In both cases, House Telvanni won. If you plan to chase Shelreni, I suggest you leave now. I'm not going to hold that portal open forever.
Fine. You do not care what happens to Master Morena?
In all honesty, no. In case you haven't noticed, we of House Telvanni are a superior lot. Sentiment and mercy rarely factor into our actions. Now, step lively. That portal will close as soon as my attention wavers. Ooh, and I feel a yawn coming on.
Fuck off.
Ancient ruin. Those markings. This place is dedicated to Vermina.
Let's end them.
Laramil's amulet can protect us both.
Okay, so this takes a while.
I think we visited the memory of it in the Eye of Mora.
Yes, this looks very familiar.
This chamber appears promising. We should look around.
Let's not pass.
Get closer to me, friend.
The Dermora Torvasad came to me with an intriguing proposition more than 2 years ago now. He promised to fulfill my lifelong ambition to become an Archmagister and rule over House Telvanni. All I had to do was pledge my service to Vermenia, the Daedric Prince of Dark Portents, and all my dreams would come to pass. He explained that something had been taken from the world long ago, that it was his destiny to restore what was stolen and what was lost. He said that restoration began with a dream, hence his alignment with Romania. For in a dream he recalled a shrine to the Dreamweaver, a shrine that was imperative I helped him repair. After much research and investigation, we have come to this ancient site, and now all we need to do is find the shrine to Torvasad saw in his dreams. After long months of preparation, we finally began the work, ready to fully fulfill this ancient shrine of this ancient statue of Armenia. While still I don't understand the significance of this effort, you had devoted myself to determining exactly how to rebuild this statue and restore it to its former glory. Torvasad works upon his side, learning all he can. When I ask why, he refuses to answer. He just says that restoring the statue is the key to restoring what was lost. And now I have an army of Romania's followers, bolstered by the devoted to the Periite. Blightcrown disgusts me, but I cannot fault his brilliance for the strength of his charges. The supply of malachite from the Arvil's quarries have finally arrived, and we can begin soon. Romania shall reward me with the power I need to become Archmagister of House Telvanni.
Anything relevant in those papers? Was there anything in those papers about Master Shelreni or where we might find her?
I read them out loud. Were you not listening?
She writes about how Torvasad came to her, indoctrinated her into Vermina's service, how he was consumed with restoring something that was either stolen or lost, and how he insisted they find this ancient shrine. Interesting.
This one literally just spoke all of that out loud. Were you not paying attention? You had nothing else to do. You were just standing behind me, watching me.
So they sent the malachite mined from the Alavelis quarry here. And she discusses how the hidden kindred were formed to provide the workers needed to accomplish the restoration. Somehow, rebuilding a Vermina statue is the key to Torvasad's goal.
In the Panopticon, Torvasad altered Mora's memory by restoring Verminia's statue.
This must be where that original memory took place. Where Vermina and Periite think Hermaeus Mora wronged them and stole whatever it is they now seek. Let's keep going. That restored statue and Master Shelreni must be somewhere in this old ruin.
Let's go. What? What? Wait, what?
Was there anything in the... This must be...
We must find Shelreni and stop her from completing this rite.
And Master Morena. We need to free her.
My black book! Looks like Shelreni got past my safeguards. Shelreni is using the restored statue as a focus for her rite.
You will not interfere.
An aspect of Vermina. That's not good.
Away, agents of fate! This vessel will help me restore what was taken from us all! No!
Save yourselves! No! Not when we're so close!
Close my black book and take it. That should end the rite.
Taking the Black Book won't stop us, and one of you will serve just as well as a sacrifice.
No need to involve outsiders, Shelreni. Prince Vermina accepts your sacrifice and deems you a worthy vassal.
I regret the bloodshed, but soon Moor's injustice will be undone.
With this vessel, I can enter Apocrypha and strike at Mora's heart. With me, my faithful!
We have to warn Apocrypha. Let's return to the Necrom bindery and find Laramie.
Hold still, and I'll open a portal back to Necrom.
This went very badly, baby. Come here, little Bailey. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. No, not up there. Okay. You can lay up there if you want. This one just wants to have you sit in her lap.
Neither Scroot nor I can feel Hermaeus Mora's presence. We both find this unsettling. Good, you are here. Both Scroot and I felt a sudden disturbance in the tides of fate. Something terrible has happened in Apocrypha, and Scroot and I no longer feel the presence of the one who knows.
Shelreni performed the rite. Blightcrown sacrificed her in Romania to possess her body.
Another significant event in the annals of fate, and I missed it. But Master Shelreni is dead, and Vermina did what? Start from the beginning, Proxy. What happened at the Master's Conclave?
Okay, this one will go slowly. We warned the Masters, which helped save them when Master Shelreni tried to kill them all.
So that was Shelreni's plan. Use whatever power the princess provided to eliminate her rivals and move up in rank. I am glad she failed. But what happened after that?
We followed her to the shrine when we saw the memory. We saved the Master and she planned to sacrifice.
And Blightcrown decided to complete the rite anyway by sacrificing Shelreni instead. Ruthless, but in keeping with a follower of Periite. And you say this allowed Vermina to possess Shelreni's corpse? What happened next, Proxy?
Endra recovered the Black Book, but she possessed Shelreni and the others opened the portal to Apocrypha.
They cannot. Not usually. Hence all the trouble that Torvasad and his allies went through to reach this point. At least you saved the Telvanni Masters and recovered Meln's Black Book. Well done. Both Scroot and I felt the tides of fate churn and boil. Worse, neither of us has been able to commune with Hermaeus Mora since the Black Book's rite was completed at Vermina's shrine. And you say you saw Shelreni's body walk into Apocrypha?
Khajiit can easily say yes. Vermina possessed her body after Blightcrown sacrificed her.
Giving Vermina access to Apocrypha and a host to work through. They must know where to find the memory they seek, or they have a good idea where to look. Apocrypha is infinite. Without fate to guide us, we are lost in the dark without a candle.
There must be some way to follow the Metamir.
Blightcrown and Torvasad have ways to avoid detection. Only one viable option presents itself. We must ask Master Shelreni where Vermina has taken her body. Will you see this through, Proxy? Before the disaster Mora foresaw comes to pass.
Endra will go with you, Laramil. But how can we ask Master Shelreni anything if she is dead?
Fortunately, we have two conduits to spirits not yet bound for Aetherius at our disposal. Magister Meln and Curate Gadain. Speak to Meln first. He obviously knows what happens when a Telvanni mage dies.
Tell her more about Aetherius and why you think we can contact Master Shelreni's spirit.
Aetherius is the immortal plane. When a person dies, their spirit moves on to that realm unless something prevents that from happening. A violent death, perhaps, or because the spirit still has tasks left undone. Shelreni fits both categories.
Tell Endra why Verminia would want to enter Apocrypha.
What Hermaeus Mora foresaw was always about an assault on Apocrypha. Vermina and her allies want to recover the memory that was stolen from them. But the way she's going about it will doom us all. We need to determine her destination and stop her.
So by doing the thing that Hermaeus Mora did, he turned into the thing that set the thing up to do the thing. Okay. You mentioned that neither you nor Scroot could feel the presence of Hermaeus Mora.
You know how you can feel the warmth and know the sun is above you, even if you never look up. That is what Scroot experiences every day in the service of her master, and what I sense when I commune with the one who knows. Now, it just feels empty.
And you think this has something to do with Romania enter Apocrypha? I mean, it's pretty obvious. It happened right when that happened.
Perhaps. We know Blightcrown used a corrupting combination of pestilence and dream to avoid detection in the Panopticon, and he was trying to increase its potency. Maybe the Rite did more than open a path. Maybe it cut Mora off from his own realm.
That would make sense.
Laramil's idea is a good one. Master Shelreni has the answer we seek, and I know how to reach her.
How do you do that?
No Tilvani master worth their weight in Kwama cattle would relinquish their hold on this plane without a fight. I have no doubt we can contact Master Shelreni's spirit. Whether we can get her to cooperate, well, that's an entirely different matter.
Then how do we contact Master Shelrani's spirit?
As the curate can tell you, Necrom forbids summoning the dead. But there's no regulation against the dead choosing to speak to you. We don't have to summon Shelreni's spirit. We can go to her and simply request an audience.
And where do we go to find the spirit of a dead Tovani master?
Same place you found me. In her tower, of course. We must go to Tel Barrow and search her sanctum. If her spirit lingers, she'll haunt there. Though, I'm better take Gadain with us. If she's become a vengeful spirit, his expertise might be required.
This one's tongue grows very tired.
Meln, we can't just summon the dead whenever we please. It's forbidden.
Yes. Summoning is an affront to your order. But if the spirit is already there...
If I help you, I could jeopardize my standing.
We would not ask this of you if the situation was not dire.
Of course I'll help, Laramil.
I'll return to Apocrypha. See if I can find Vermina while you chase spirits. Not like I've got anything better to do.
Good luck at Tel Barrow, my friends. Return here with whatever you learn.
Dealing with displaced spirits is very much frowned upon by the Keepers of the Dead. I'll help, because the stakes are great, but it goes against every iota of my training.
This is not ancestor worship, all about communicating with those who have passed on?
That's an aspect of our beliefs, but not the primary component. And it's different when you visit the catacombs and a spirit appears before you. I suppose if Shelreni decides to speak to us, that shouldn't violate the Codex too badly.
None thinks your expertise might come in handy if we do find Master Shelreni's spirit, though.
Indeed. The recently departed are often confused, and that confusion can turn violent. I much prefer to deal with the spirits of our ancient ancestors. They may be cantankerous, but they've had enough time to reconcile to their undead existence.
1 second. Baby. Baby. Hi, baby. You want some? Can I get another kiss? This one has an idea. This one is going to plug in a PlayStation controller into my PC, and then we are going to try to play with the controller, because that also looks very cozy. And maybe it would work well. This one does not need Elgato right now, so she can just plug this in. Please do not break my computer. Oh. Oh, okay. So it was just my controller switching the sound. Does it work? I need to activate it. Go into settings. Go into controls. No. Settings. Maybe it is in gameplay. Gamepad. Automatic. On. No. No. Why would my controller not work? Settings. Gameplay. Give me one moment then. PS5 PS5 controller drivers. One moment, let us find out what is going on. This is very odd. Should work. Why is it always something? One moment, this one is going to restart the game. But she needs to turn off the display or else you will see password maybe, and that is not good. Maybe now it will work. Really? This one is frustrated. This one will figure it out later, though. That is silly issue to have. This one just wanted to use. Why does it not work? Alright, is everything okay? I wonder. Why is it freezing now? Maybe this is better? Yes, that looks a little bit better. How about this? This looks a little... Does this look a little bit better? Does this look a little bit better? No. Okay, how about this? No? Does it look better? Is it not doing anything? Shit. Man, I just want this to work well. But it does not. Apply head, apply neck, apply spine. What if I turn it all the way off? If I turn it all the way off, then it looks like it works much better. The only problem is that my eyes go fucking crazy. I mean, my eyes are already going crazy, so this one supposes it does not really matter, does it? It used to work a lot better. Maybe I am just too far away. Could it be that I am too far away? This one does not know what is happening. Could it be that she is just too far away? Would it work better if the phone was sitting up on right instead of on side? This one wonders. But the moment she turns it to the side, everything goes topsy-turvy. Testing. Testing. Why does it keep doing this? Testing. Do I have too many things running in the background? This one just wants stuff to work. It's not like it matters. I don't think anyone is watching, so I guess I can just keep doing this for a while. What is happening with the face now? Why? This one is starting to get a little frustrated today. This one is just trying to have easy stream and maybe find friends, but it is not working too well. Well, this will be better than nothing. Okay, let us continue the stream. Hopefully everything will work. We have dead people to kill. One day I will afford an iPhone and it will be all better. This one is so flustered from everything that she forgot what she was doing. This one should probably stop streaming.